Good afternoon to all of you. Myself Ashish Kumar Gurjar, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Oriental College of Technology, Bhopal. Today I am going to discuss Introduction of Dynamics of Machine, which is a subject of 5th semester, Department of Mechanical Engineering. First, before going to the depth of some introduction part, first we will discuss about the RGPV scheme. So in RGPV scheme, dynamics of machine comes under departmental elective, and departmental elective having subject code ME 503. Under departmental elective there will be no practical sessions, only theory part will be there, and it is having end semester of 70 marks, midterm exams of 20 marks, and quiz assignment having weightage of 10 marks. Okay, and the subject code of our subject is ME 503. Then comes to the syllabus of dynamics of machine. So dynamics of machine contains 5 units. Unit number 1 is the dynamics of engine mechanisms. In this unit we will read about what is the engine mechanisms and displacement, velocity and acceleration of the piston, then what type of forces associated with the complete working of engine mechanisms. Then we will read about turning moment, then turning moment diagram, and after that we will read about fluctuations. Whenever we talk about fluctuations, so fluctuations are two types. One is internal fluctuations and another one is external fluctuations. Okay, so internal fluctuations is what the fluctuation which is associated with the working of the engine. For example, if we take an example of 4-stroke petrol engine, okay, so in this 4-stroke we have each stroke contains 4 process. First process is suction, then compression, then third process is expansion, or we can say power stroke. After that, fourth process is exhaust process. Okay, so in all these 4 process we have power only one process, which is expansion, or we can say power stroke. So for containing for 3 other process we have to provide some external power. Okay, so this is the internal fluctuations. So these internal fluctuations overcome by a device which is known as flywheel. Okay, so the internal fluctuations during the working of engine controls by the flywheel. Okay, then one more other type of fluctuations is what? External fluctuations. If there is variation in load during the operation of any engine, if there is variation of external load or unexpected reasons, so one more device which is governor which governs the external fluctuations and alter the change of fluid supply. By altering the change of fuel supply, governor control the external fluctuations. So in unit number 2 we will read about governor mechanisms. In this unit we will read about the complete working of governor mechanisms, types of governors and different characteristics of governors and different properties of governors. Okay, then comes to unit number 3. Unit number 3 is about balancing of inertia forces and moment in machines. Okay, so if we use a product, or if we use a component, machine component, so there will be a discontinuous structure the center of mass of such components are not lies on the exact CG. So due to that, there are various types of unbalanced force are there. So we need to balance this. If we not balance these forces, then that will introduce the vibration, and due to vibration it introduce a very dangerous stress which is known as cyclic stress or reversal stress, or in other words we can say fatigue stress. So if we be not performing the balancing operation, then uh, our component will fail below the design stress value. Okay, so in unit number 3 we will see about balancing of inertia forces and moments. Okay, now the unit number 4 is something about friction and frictional devices. In this unit we will read about some types of bearings, types of lubrications, and one of the most important friction device known as clutches. Clutches is very important device in mechanical engineering, and in similar way in fifth unit we will read about one more friction device which is known as brakes. Then after brake in unit number 5 we will read about dynamometer. Dynamometer is the power measurement instrument. Okay, then in last part we will read about some dynamic analysis of cams and follower. Okay, so this is all our syllabus. Here are some reference book. So Ambekar, AG, Mechanisms and Machine, S.S. Ratan, Theory of Machine, then Sharma and Purohit, B1, Ghosh and Malik, Norton, you can follow Grover, P.V. Walani is there. Okay, but S.S. Ratan is most beautiful book, and it is cover our concept briefly. Okay, list of experiment. Though we not have practical sessions, but without practical the theory of machine, I feel it's a something not complete without practical sessions. Okay, so we will also read some practicals related to the dynamics of machine. So in experiment number 1 we will read about study of various models of governors. We have different models of governor in our laboratory sessions. So we will read some types of governor and perform analysis of some governors and calculations part. Then study of gyroscopic motion and calculation of value of gyroscopic couple. This instrument is also we have in our laboratory. So we will calculate the gyroscopic couple. Then study of various types of cams and follower and drawing the cam profile with the help of test kit. So also we will see how to draw cam profile. Then study of various first order vibration systems. So what first order vibration systems in our lab we will see. And to study working of friction clutches using models. So we have lot of working models of clutches in our laboratory. So we will see time to time. Okay, so next is actually if we talk about dynamics of machine. So dynamic machine is nothing, it is the integral part of theory of machine. The complete subject is theory of machine. So theory of machine is classified in two types, kinematics of machine and dynamics of machine. So in previous semesters we read about some kinematics of machine, and current semester we will read about the dynamics of machine. Okay, so theory of machine. What is theory of machine? So the subject theory of machine may be defined as that branch of engineering science which deals with the study of relative motion between the various parts of machine and forces which act on them. The knowledge of this subject is very essential for an engineer in designing the various parts of a machine. Okay, so theory of machine is what? It is something study of relative motion between the various parts of machine and forces which act on them. Okay, so in the definition of theory of machine, one more term comes which is machines. So let's having a definition of machine. A machine is a device which receives energy in some available form and utilize it to do some particular type of work. Okay, so what is machine? Simple definition is it receives energy in some available form and utilize it to do some particular type of work. Okay. Now comes to the classification of theory of machine. Theory of machine classified two types, comb and dome. Comb is what? Kinematics of machine, and dome is dynamics of machine. So dynamics of machine further classified in two types. One is statics and other one is kinetics. Now what is kinematics of machine? So kinematics of machine is simply study of motion without considering the cause of motion, which is force. So if we perform the study of motion without considering the force, so this type of analysis is known as what? Kinematics of machine. Example of kinematics of machine is velocity analysis. Velocity is what? Rate of change of displacement. Then acceleration analysis, rate of change of velocity. Then jerk analysis, rate of change of acceleration. So these all things we have done in our previous semester under kinematics of machine. Now dynamics of machine. Dynamics of machine. What is dynamics of machine? So dynamics of machine is simply study of motion with considering the cause of motion, which is force. So in the study of motion, if we considering the forces, then it will comes under dynamics of machine. So force, if we talk about force, so force introduced by Newton's second law. According to Newton's second law, external forces is equal to what? Rate of change of momentum, and which is we have the formula of force F external is equals to mass into acceleration. So mass is the physical parameter and mass into acceleration, which will provide the formula of force. Okay. Dynamics of machine further divided in two parts. One is statics and one is kinetics. So what is statics? Statics is the study of forces acting on various parts of machine when these are at rest. So when the machine parts are at rest, at that time if we perform the study, then this is known as statics. Okay. Next is kinetics. So what is kinetics? Kinetics is nothing but the study of forces acting on various parts of machine when these are at motion. So whenever the machine parts are in motion and if we perform study of forces at that condition, so this condition is known as what? Kinetics. Now next is some basic fundamentals which we will use in our future lectures and future study. So one most important parameter is force, because in this study we consider the force, cause of motion. Okay. So force is nothing but it is the external agent which can change or try to change the position of an object. Okay. Example, if a person is push a vehicle, then he is applying the force rather than it will move or not, because it depends upon the magnitude of force applied. If there are number of people are applied the force, then the vehicle will move. But if a single person apply the force on the vehicle, so it is possibility that may move or may not move. So it is not meaning that if a single person is applying force, so it is not a force. So force is simply which can change or try to change. Okay. So if one person is applying force, then it is the person is try to change. Okay. So we have seen force the okay. Then comes to inertia force, because in dynamic submachine we will talk about inertia force. Okay, so first, uh, what is inertia? So inertia is again described by the Newton's first law of motion. So according to Newton's first law of motion, it states every body continues in its state of rest or of uniform motion in a straight line unless acted upon by some external force. It means if a body is in rest or in a uniform motion, so it will continue its motion unless or until a force is not applied to it. So this is known as law of inertia. It is due to what? Why the body is continue its position? Because of inertia. Okay. So the inertia is what? The inertia is that property of a matter by virtue of which a body cannot move of itself nor change the motion imparted to it. So its inertia is the internal property of matter. Okay. So due to that, it opposes the change of its position. Okay. We have three types of inertia. Inertia of rest, so a body is in rest, so it will continue the same position, rest. Inertia of motion, if body is in motion, so body want to continue its position, motion. Inertia of direction, if any object is going to a direction, so he will change the he will oppose to change the direction. So this is the inertia of direction. Now comes to the what? Inertia force. First we will read about force, then inertia, then combinedly the next topic is inertia force. So what is inertia force? The inertia force is an imaginary force. Okay, inertia force is what? It's a imaginary force which when acts upon a rigid body brings it in an equilibrium position. It is numerically equal to the accelerating force in magnitude but opposite in direction. So whenever there is external force, so the numerically opposite force is called what? Inertia force. So mathematically inertia force is what? Minus of accelerating force, yeah, or we can say minus of m into a. M is what? Mass of the object, a is what? Acceleration of the object. In the same manner, next concept is torque. So torque is what? It may be defined as the product of force and the perpendicular distance of its line of action from the given point of axis. A little consideration will show that the torque is equivalent to a couple acting upon a body. So it is similar to a couple. The Newton's second law of motion, if we applied it on a rotating object, so when applied to rotating bodies, states that torque is directly proportional to the rate of change of angular momentum. Mathematically, torque is equals to what? Rate of change of angular momentum. Angular momentum is what? I into omega. I is what? Moment of inertia, and omega is what? Angular velocity. So the formula of torque and applied when we applied Newton's second law, we get I into alpha. I is what? Moment of moment of inertia about an axis passing through the center of gravity and perpendicular to the plane of rotation of the object. So it is also having a formula mk square. I is equals to what? Mk square. M is the mass and k is the radius of gyration about an axis passes through CG. Alpha is what? Angular acceleration of the object, or we can say rate of change of angular velocity. Okay. So if this is the object, it is having a CG on point G, and a force is acted on a point A. Let this force is F, and the distance between G and A is H, so that we can draw a relation between linear acceleration and angular acceleration. So G is what? Center of gravity of of the object, present object. F is the force applied on point A, so the magnitude of force applied at point A is mass into acceleration. Okay, and A is what? Linear acceleration. H is what? Perpendicular distance between CG and applied force. So torque, according to the definition, force into perpendicular distance. So force is what? F, and perpendicular distance is H. And according to Newton's second law, the formula of torque is equal to what? I into alpha. Okay, so we having the formula of I is equals to what? Mk square, and force is equals to what? M into A. So if we put this value in this equation, Ma into H and Mk square into alpha, so M and M will cancel out, and we have a relation between linear acceleration and angular acceleration is Ah is equal to k square alpha. So remember this relation between angular acceleration and uh, linear acceleration. Okay. Next term is what is inertia torque. So inertia torque is same sense. It is also a imaginary torque or couple. The inertia torque couple is an imaginary torque or couple which when applied upon the rigid body brings it is in equilibrium position. So it is also a imaginary. When it is applied, so it will try to come the body in equilibrium position. Okay, again it is equal to the accelerating torque or couple in magnitude but opposite in direction. Mathematically, inertia torque is equals to minus of accelerating torque or couple, which is equal to what? Minus of I alpha. Again I is the moment of inertia, alpha is the angular acceleration, I equal to mk square, m is the mass and k is what? Radius of gyration. Next is most important principle which we will use in our future discussion, which is D'Alembert principle. So the scientist D'Alembert principle gives an D'Alembert gives a principle which is the inertia forces, torques and the external forces and torque on a body together give statically equilibrium. It means what? Whatever inertia forces acting on the body and the whatever the resultant of external forces acting on the body, together they will provide what? Statically equilibrium. Means the sum of these forces will equal to what? 0. So inertia forces is what? Fi is equals to minus of Ma. In same sense, inertia torque is what? Ci is equals to minus of Il. And we consider summation F is what? Is the external forces, or we can say resultant of external forces. In same sense, summation C is what? Resultant of external torque. Then according to D'Alembert principle, external forces plus inertia forces is equal to 0. Same manner, external torque plus inertia torque will equal to 0. If this condition we will apply in static position, so if body is in stationary position, so the inertia force will equal to 0, also inertia torque will equal to 0, then summation of force is equal to 0 and summation of couple is equals to 0. These equations we have applied in engineering mechanism. Summation of force is equal to 0 and summation of moment is equal to 0. Okay, so all about some basic part and introduction of dynamics of machine. Thank you very much.